Another George Michael track, very soft, very sweet. Now we're going to talk now a little bit about book printing, but also a little bit about publishing. We've got David Jenkins here with us. Maybe you'd like to just introduce a little bit about what you do.
We're basically a book printer. We assist people to produce their own self-publishing books. We produce things for CCH, Lexus, Thompson's, all the big companies, and they're all done here in Australia. A lot of people prefer to go overseas because it's cheaper and so forth. But when you get to a small print run of 50 to 2,000 copies, economically, it's not worth the while going over there. Asian printers don't want to do small print runs, so people have to do it here. And we give them the best price and service we can. We have a turnaround from acceptance of proofs of around about 10 days. And basically from there...
Can I just ask, what's the market like? I mean, I really don't know, but a lot of people, I know through the writers group and things like that, a lot of people do want to write a book. And I think, I don't know, what do you think, Mutu? Do you think it's, I mean, you've enjoyed this process of writing and publishing this book. Yeah, I mean, would you say it's something worthy to do? Is it something people should they write their own book and publish it, or is it a lot of trouble?
I think the joy and contentment of having it finished really outweighs the trouble of writing and looking for a publisher. I have to say the well-established publishing names out there.
So you went through BookPal, didn't you?
Yeah, but before then I tried to seek a publisher. But the well-established publishing houses, they won't look at a first author.
No.
And I have to say, this book, although I did it in 2004 to 2007 and finishing it off in 2008, it remained in my computer as I was looking for a publisher, but finding none. So I came to a point where I said, look, when I found a self-publisher, BookPal, I thought these ones will do what I want, and let me just get on and do it.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, what you wanted is what you've got, isn't it? You've actually got your book published, you've got it to people you know, and it's out there, it's on the web, you're on a radio. There's a sense of satisfaction.
There's a deep sense of satisfaction, yes.
And is that what you find that the market you're dealing with?
A lot of self-publishers are scared because they don't know what to do or where to start. And that's where we come in. We'll sort of assist them all the way through. And look, there's a lot of people out there on the web that will actually do the same thing, but they charge you and do all the rest of it that, it costs money.
It's a bit mind-boggling because there are a few services that do it. I mean, BookPal is one of them, but I think there's Blurb and there's all sorts. What would you recommend somebody does? Let's say they have a book. What should they be doing?
Doing it themselves.
Really? And what are the main reasons? What would be the 3 main reasons for doing it yourself?
Look, you get a book, you take it to HarperCollins or any one of those big customers or big publishers. They want an agent, or they just don't want to know you. And the agent takes a cut of your royalties, and there's no guarantee it's going to sell anyway. It could actually end up costing you money at the end of the day.
But doesn't self-publishing cost you money?
Yeah, but it's in your own hands. You can go out and sell it yourself. You sell it to HarperCollins. They don't want you selling it to anybody else. It's their book and that's it. You can't go out selling it because you're encroaching on their sales.
But you can market it, can't you?
You can actually promote it and market it, but at the end of the day, that's what their job's for. And that's why they're in their contracts. They have their PR costs that come out of your royalties and things like that too.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So, at the end of the day, you get out there and do it yourself. I've done 3 or 4 books in the last 2 weeks. Just guys come along, they want 500 copies, they throw it in the back of their car and take off. And they sell it themselves, and they market it themselves. They do everything themselves.
What sort of book? Because last week we had the publishing queen on. You probably heard of the publishing queen, Kylie.
Yep.
And she made some statements, which, I must admit, I have to say, I found a little bit hard to take on. She said, like, the average person making $170,000. And I just thought, I don't believe this. But do people? I mean, what's the financial side of things of self-publishing? Not that I think everybody that does a book is in it for money, because you wouldn't write a book. The amount of hours you put into writing a book, it would be insane to see it as a financial thing. It's about something else.
Yeah.
But just let's touch on that for a
If you look at designing a book, okay, you start off with Word. You've got a Word program, and you give it to the designer to put the folios and the running heads and everything else on it, fine-tune it all for you. That's going to cost you anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000, and then you can actually move on from there to printing the book. And
that's a big budget, isn't it, for a project?
You're looking at some of these designers costs $65 an hour, $70. I mean, that's a fair whack.
This is if you want to make a really top.
Well, not even necessarily top-selling book.
I mean,
depends on
Mutu, did you spend that sort of money on getting? Because I mean, this is perfectly good. I can read this. I mean, it's all clear. It's well laid out. I mean, did you do it yourself, or did you get some professionals in to do that?
I did a lot of that through Bookpal.
Oh, right. Okay. So you're using a template.
No. The printing, the writing up itself, that's all me through MS Word. So that is me typing. But I got it to them in terms of designing and laying out and all that, as he's saying.
Yep.
And what happens with Bookpal is that they have different sort of packages, and you choose the package that you want. Mm-hmm. And the package that I went for really is called the Gold Pack. And I liked it because in terms of the book, they have distribution channels.
Yeah.
So, for example, the book is available on...
It's good to have it on Amazon, isn't it?
Yeah. So it's available online, Amazon, bookstores in Australia, in the UK, US, Canada. So they have a good network of distributors out there. And that is what I, as an individual, I could not...
you can't do. So what do you say to that then? So, how can an individual compete with that?
Well, you've still had to pay money up front to get that done.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the package they're all different packages and different prices.
Yeah.
And they range and everyone's different, but they range from a small $1,500 up to probably $6,000-$7,000
or 10.
Now, how many books would you print? Let's say in a month, how many self-published books would you print?
We probably do 8 to 10.
Right, in a month. And what sort of titles? I mean, because last week we were talking that they're not generally fiction. They're more self-help or information books.
It varies. I mean, I do art books. I did an art book this week for a Melbourne artist who passed away about 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. They wanted 50 books done. It cost them $112 each, but it was a really, really, really nice
good
presentation, full colour.
Did they just provide you with? Did they provide you with the photos, or did they?
No, they provided us with files. PDF files ready to print.
Right, okay.
That had nothing to do with us helping along the way.
Okay.
But if you're looking at the packages that Mutu was talking about, it still costs you money. And they do all the work for you.
Yes.
And it's all there. And what I'm saying is self-publishers can do it themselves, but can do it cheaper.
Yes.
Doing it themselves.
So you can, basically, if you're capable of preparing the whole book as a PDF or whatever and just giving it to you, you can just print from that.
Absolutely. But it's got to be a printable PDF too. You can't
What's the difference?
Well, it's got to have the intensity of the pictures or the text and everything like that. Some low-res sales PDFs, they're dots. They're just dots, and they can be printed as dots.
So what's the resolution that you would need?
Well, it's a 3DAP PDF or something similar to that on InDesign, because sales PDFs are just...
Sales
garbage.
PDF would be something you'd put on a normal PC, is it?
Yeah. You put it on screen to have a look at it and see how things are going, but it's nothing great.
Yeah, I was going to say, I have to say, in terms of me wanting to publish this book, I think the amount of money that I would look at making was not really a parameter in the equation.
Yeah.
It was more of me wanting to have a message out there, some burning desire to have a message out there.
Yes.
Now, that still stands, no matter whether the book sells or doesn't sell.
Yes.
But the other thing I wanted to chip in there is that the technology that they have, the print or demand technology, where somebody, I don't have to print thousands of books, where if a customer goes to the bookshop and orders that book, just one book, they'll be able to have the back order processed, and he or she would get that copy in 3 days' time.
So what do you say to that idea that there are a lot of, like Amazon, for example, will do print on demand? Is that impacting on your business? Or?
No, we're moving that way as well.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, we've got a technology coming into place which is going through governments at the moment called iPalm, and we do it with our big customers that spend a lot of money with us, and we do print on demand. That will come in more and more as technology comes in. At the moment it's rather expensive, but as technology comes in, we'll be able to do that every day of the week. We have customers that order 1 book or 5 books or 3 books, and we print them and ship them out for them.
Do you get to know how successful these books go down?
No, we don't.
Or
get
do
to see
you just
that.
print it and then it's history?
Yeah, that's basically as far as it goes. We print it, deliver it, and we don't know much about it after
So
that.
people can actually come to you. If they can prepare the PDF, they can send it to you, you'll print it and deliver the books to their home or wherever.
Correct, yeah.
So-
And basically we offer a service from Word manuscript all the way through to distribution, but it doesn't cost you anything. So
I think that's very good.
Oh, you mean you do all that service, you don't charge for it?
Yeah. What we do is that we actually have a team, is because I've been publishing for the last 15 years, I've got my own team of designers, editors and so forth. Me coming into Lagar, I brought those people along, and when people come to me and say, oh, I've got a book I want to produce, I don't know how to, well, I put them on to, not myself, they continue to go to the designers and everyone like that, get all the pricing and everything from them, which has got nothing to do with me. Then they come back with a PDF, I'll print it and deliver it. I'll also give them contacts in the distribution game, in Woods Lane, Paribo and
Who are these
Capricorn.
people? Who I don't.
They are the book sellers themselves. They sell it into the bookshops.
Now, will they take it? Will book distributors and sellers, will they take on self-published product?
Absolutely, yeah.
And they'll
yeah.
sell it through the shops?
And over the last 5 years, it's getting bigger and bigger because the bigger publishers don't want to know the small publishers or the small authors in any way, shape or form. So it's the way to go.
Oh, so it's a growing industry.
It is.
Right.